Hello and welcome to the Personal Touch in Peters Township. My name is Toni Sulkowski and I am the host for this show. The Personal Touch in Peters Township is a show that highlights the efforts of wonderful residents who are reaching out to help others through valuable organizations within our community as well as outside of it. Many of us are blessed and we're fortunate to have the time, the talents, and the means to provide a helping hand to others who often find themselves in difficult situations. Today's show is going to highlight one special way in which people and staff are volunteering and working to empower women through the Dress for Success Pittsburgh program. Dress for Success Pittsburgh helps women to achieve economic independence by providing them with the support, the attire, and the tools to help them thrive in work and in life. Sometimes women find themselves unable to procure employment due to economic, social, or life-changing reasons. Dress for Success Pittsburgh works to help them to overcome obstacles to put them onto a pathway of success. So it's my pleasure to introduce all of you and to welcome the following people to our show today. We have with us Genevieve Peters, who is the Washington Branch Manager of Pittsburgh, Dress for Success Pittsburgh. We have Tracey Whitting, the Fayette Branch Manager from Dress for Success Pittsburgh. And also with us today is our own Peters Township resident and a suiting specialist for Dress for Success Pittsburgh, Marji Dickson. And they're all here to share with you all about Dress for Success. So welcome all of you. Thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate it so much. And we're just excited to get started to learn more about what Dress for Success Pittsburgh does for local women. So I'm going to start out with my first question here and get some background information. Could you tell me a little bit more about Dress for Success from maybe the national down to the local levels to where you work?
Mm-hmm. So Dress for Success is a nonprofit worldwide organization. We are in 28 countries and 152 affiliates in those countries. So Dress for Success Pittsburgh, we're one of those affiliates.
Wow.
It's great. Dress for Success Pittsburgh, we have 4 branches servicing 5 counties, Allegheny, Butler, Washington, Fayette, and then Washington County services Greene County as well. Yeah.
And you're the branch manager at the Fayette?
For the Fayette branch,
County.
yes.
Okay. And are they organized similarly, I would imagine?
Yes.
So that the positions that you and Genevieve hold are very similar as to what you do? Okay, yeah, great. So at your affiliate, at your local chapter, what exactly do you do in your position?
That's a loaded question.
Really loaded.
And what don't we do?
A jack of all trades and a master of none, right?
Exactly.
That's absolutely correct.
I guess the easiest way is we suit women for interviews, for employment, for job training, for change in employment, change of life, and also court suitings, which is all very important to move them into their next step of life, whatever it may be. And they all get these suitings at no cost.
So it's all free for them.
It is all free.
And then you assist with that.
And to remember too, with the suitings, it's not just the clothes. You know, we have the jewelry and the purses and shoes and everything so that they have a full attire.
Wow.
You know, of everything going in and, you know, and personal care items. So there's so many things that they need to help them, but this, they can walk out the door. We've had actually some people change their clothes right there and go for an interview directly from there, and they just felt so great, you know, walking out, you know, with the whole attire.
Must really bolster their self-esteem.
Yes.
And to help them go into the whole process positively.
Yes.
As well.
And that's the whole thing, is that confidence level to give them.
And that's one thing, you know, our goal is to make sure that every woman walks out more confident than when she arrived through the services we provide. Some of the other responsibilities that the managers have, Genevieve and I, we are networking in the community all the time, so that we can connect resources with maybe barriers that some of the women might be facing, that they might not be getting those needs met. And those barriers can be everything from transportation to childcare. It could be education. They need computer skills. Whatever that barrier is, it's our job to network and make those connections and then connect those clients with those resources.
And the other big part of the networking comes in where we're always trying to, any nonprofit can refer a woman to us. So we're out there meeting people, trying to find new partners that need to refer women to us, new community partners. And every day there are new ones coming up that are new, that have changed their name, that we need to get in contact with so these women can be referred to us.
And do these nonprofits include local area churches too that can make a
Absolutely.
referral and help
Yes.
help people as well?
Any nonprofit, any 501c3 can refer women to us.
Yes.
And I know that Family Promise does make referrals. They must do it to the Allegheny County branch
Okay.
because that's where Family Promise is located, because I checked.
Did your research.
I did my research, and I got confirmation today from the executive director that yes, they do partner with Dress for Success and they love it.
Right.
So kudos to you, because that's another nonprofit singing your praises as well.
And the important thing too is location, because the Allegheny County branch in Pittsburgh was initially the only location. And since, we've added on the different branches, a lot of people, depending on where they're located and what transportation they have, they go to where it's closest to them.
Well, let's pursue that. So where is the Washington branch located?
The Washington branch is located in the heart of Washington. It's 351 West Bow Street. If you know Washington well, it's between the Goodwill and the Walgreens. That's how we explain it. And it's 2 blocks down from the courthouse. So it's really accessible to a lot of people.
Okay.
In Washington County.
Right.
Greene County, it makes it a little more difficult for our clients to get there. So that sometimes we'll take it off site.
And then how about the Fayette County? Where are you located?
Yeah, we're at 82 West South Street. If you're familiar with Uniontown, we are located behind Maloney's restaurant, very famous restaurant there. So it's we're right in the heart of downtown Uniontown. So yeah.
So local area women have these different branches that they can go to.
Yes.
And you described some of the women that you service, but do they have to qualify in any way to receive these services from Dress for Success Pittsburgh, or are there other parameters or requirements that they have?
That's a good question. Any woman, we service as young as 15 years old. Any woman can come in and use our services. We do not check any type of financials or anything of that nature. Any woman that just finds herself where her attire is a barrier to her career success or her job can come in. As she said, any 501(c)(3) or if she is taking advantage of social services, her caseworker can refer her.
Oh, okay.
So we work with DHS and, yeah.
What if a house was on fire and I lost everything,
Yeah.
or flood comes through and decimates all my clothing that was downstairs? Does Dress for Success help those?
Absolutely, because that's a barrier to a woman working and providing what she needs for her family. And that does happen. And if they need to go to work the next day, those specific items need replaced, and absolutely they can come to Dress for Success.
Yeah.
And so a woman comes into Dress for Success, explains her situation, wants to be helped, or suited, I guess, as you call it.
Right. We do.
So you're the suiting specialist, Marji. And exactly how do you approach these women? What do you do to help them?
Well, the main thing is, when we get the referral, from, one of the referring agencies, we call them immediately, set up an appointment for them to come in for the suiting. The only thing that we require them is to bring photo ID, from there so that we can, just double check that's who it is. From there, legally we have to do that. Other than that, we sit down, we have our, normal forms that have to be completed. We found out, what do they need? Are they going for interviews, employment, training? From there, so depending on what they're doing, then we go through the whole process of helping them select first off the clothes that they need for that, and then all of the accessories that go along with that, and working with them. And a lot of cases it's helping some of the women how do they dress for an interview. In so many cases some of the women come in they've never put a suit on. And their first thing is, I will not wear a suit, and I don't look good in a suit, and we kind of work with them to try to encourage them
Put their best foot forward.
But and it's amazing how many of them come out with such a smile on their face and say, I didn't realize how good and how comfortable I can be in a suit from them. And so even if they're going to interview at Arby's, we encourage them to wear the suit because it gives that impression, that first impression when they're walking the door. We had one girl that came in, she said that she had gotten the job. She went in and there were all these people lined up for interview. And one of the reasons why they picked her is because she was dressed in a suit.
Oh, wow.
And just that impression of walking in the door,
such a difference,
versus the jeans and the different things that other people were wearing, from there. So that's what we encourage, that confidence, and it really is something to see that smile, when they come out.
What if a woman is going to need clothes? Maybe perhaps they just economically can't afford the clothing that they need, but they're not in a typical dress, either casual or professional dress profession. What if they're a nurse, or maybe they're working as a carpenter, or maybe they're holding the road signs out there with all the construction that we have?
Absolutely, we can help them with that. We have the scrubs, and we have the Crocs or the non-skid shoes to go along with that for them. So if they're in the medical industry, and we get a lot of people in the medical side and on the restaurant side that have the specialized needs with that, we can get in fire retardant clothes, for some of the people that may be going into an industry that they need it. Steel-toed boots. And some of the things like the steel-toed boots and the non-skid shoes are different things that we need, and that's what we look at, the funding and different things that we're doing ongoing, is those are things that we have to purchase that we don't get donated, to us. So it's very important for us to be able to offer those, because those are some of the most often things, that we use.
Well, let's bank off of that. So we talked about the clientele and the people that you service, but you have to be able to give them the things they need. Right. And so where do you get all of these suits and dresses and all the shoes that I saw lined up there, and the accessories and the purses? It was like going into Macy's, honestly. It was wonderful, very well laid out. I mean, it's very enticing, and it's a warm atmosphere there. I would encourage the viewers to actually go and see what you have. But how do you get the clothing?
We're fortunate to have quite a few resources to do that. So we are partially funded by the state. So as she said, if we need flame retardant or steel-toed boots, they're not as easily donated, because once they're used, they're not able to reuse those specific items. The community at large, we depend on the community to donate the majority of those clothes to us, and the shoes and the handbags and all of that. So we set up donation days, which you can call the boutique, and they will set you up with an appointment to bring those donations in. We have fundraisers, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, but we have fundraisers to help with purchasing items that don't come in for women's needs.
And do you have any stipulations on the things that you receive from people? Because sometimes we're just tossing things out of the closet.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear this anymore, so I'll just throw it in the bag. But should it be in a certain kind of condition?
Last 5 years is important.
Relevant.
Yeah. On hangers is very helpful to our volunteers.
Ready to wear.
Very, very helpful. But there's a lot of items we cover. It's not just the clothing, it's the shoes, and we do prefer closed-toed shoes because of why we're suiting these women. It's jewelry. Personal care items, even gently used. If you get a perfume for Christmas and you spray it and you don't like the smell, somebody dies. I'm missing things. Purses.
Yeah, I was going to say personal care items can include everything what Genevieve said, perfume to soaps, shampoos, makeup. Some of the women we service might be experiencing homelessness. Some might be living in shelters or domestic violence situations where they have nothing. They've had to leave it behind. So they just need to be within the expiration date. And the clothes need to come ready to wear. As Marji expressed, some of our women come in and they're going right to their interview. So they need to be cleaned and ready to wear.
Okay, that's good to know. And so people can just call ahead of time.
Make an appointment.
Yeah, all donations are by appointment.
Okay.
And the reason for that, some people find that difficult, is we want to have volunteers on site to help you unload your car, get them hung. We also want to schedule them around clients, so we're not bringing in donations, I know in the Washington branch, through clients. So it's important for us, and then we can make it such a smooth transition.
Yeah.
And I can attest to that. Seriously, I mean, I took a bunch of things down too, and it was very easy. You were all very accommodating, very helpful. I can't say anything but the best
And
for
we
you.
like that. Part of the reason we like to schedule it is we like that time to interact with our donors, like you, because it brings us to great things and meeting great people.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you do have volunteers. Now you're all staff members.
Yes.
But so how do you recruit volunteers, or how do the volunteers come to you? What do they do while they're there?
I started out as a volunteer. Actually, when I had first moved to Peters and then I retired, from there I was looking for different things to do. A lot of times it is, women that are working retired or, looking for something to do as kids are going to school. So they have, a couple hours in a day from there. But the important thing is that there is a lot that we do, different jobs within, so that, we're looking for people that may have an interest in, working. Some of them may help, with the suitings. Some may be just, unloading and helping, with donations coming in and sorting those. We have specialty times, like right now we'll be talking about one of our biannual events of that we actually have our FiliBag Sale. That there's a lot of things that they need, volunteers work on that. But if anyone is interested in volunteering, we have different meetings, or, open houses. I think the next one's May 16th, I believe it is.
We do quarterly. We call them open houses in Washington. They used to be volunteer info sessions. But we like everybody to come in, and we've garnered a lot of volunteers from those. And if you look online and on Eventbrite, it gives you all the branches and when those sessions are. That's a great way to come and volunteer for us, is come to one, and then we'll have the time to sit down. But if you want to volunteer at any time, anyone can just call, and we'll set up a time to meet with them. We live for our volunteers. They keep us going.
It's neat.
Yeah.
And now, so you have your volunteers, you have your staff, you've got your donations in, but you mentioned, Tracey, that you also get funding from other sources. So what are these other sources that provide you with funding?
Yeah, so the state provides funding for women who are receiving cash assistance. They are funded through the state. Women who are not are funded through our other, like fundraisers, and also individual donors and corporate donations. So our individual donors, again, they are amazing, and they'll come in and donate financial resources to the branches.
So you also receive monetary donations
Yes,
from
yes,
individuals, or
yes. And you can
For
do, we
groups.
make it very easy. You can either go on our website and you can donate that way, or contact a branch manager and we can walk you through that process.
Or at any of our events.
Or exactly,
Yeah.
our events as well.
And you do have some events coming up, correct?
Oh, we have a lot of events coming up.
And so, and I'm sure some of these are on an annual basis that you have, like repeat type things.
Yes.
But could you share with us a little bit some of these events?
Well,
that
I'll
you
let
have?
you go to the broader ones, the bigger, broader ones. Then we'll narrow it down.
Okay, well, one of our biggest event coming up is we have secured 2 mobile units. So part of what we are doing, which we have been without the units, is to reach more women who where transportation is a barrier. So we go out, and we've been mobilely suiting, but now we were able to get a mobile unit. So we are having
Is it like a van?
Yeah.
bigger.
Oh,
Yes,
van.
it's nice.
Oh,
yeah.
so what, you have clothing in there and accessories and
Yes.
whatnot, and you could go out to.
Yes.
Yes.
Vacation.
That's really nice.
The story for me on that is when I started as the branch manager, there was this vision that to reach people in Greene County, there's no transportation for them to get to the branch. In Fayette County, a lot of the outreaching. But there was this vision our CEO, Tanya Mallory, had about we need mobile suiting unit to reach these women who can't reach us. And I'm proud to say, a couple years in, here we are.
Yeah.
We're launching 2, a north and a south unit.
And the
Yes.
south unit will service Washington, Greene, and Fayette, and our north will service Allegheny
great.
and Butler. So
Yes.
that launch is coming up the week of it's
That
the
is May 16th is the mobile
Yes.
boutique launch
Okay.
for
And
the
that is
South.
2019.
Yes,
Okay.
and that
Yes.
is also in part sponsored with Chevron and Ranger Resource.
Yes.
So we're very excited.
So you have corporate sponsors. that
We
help
do.
out.
We do.
Okay.
We have corporate sponsors for a lot of events. I mean, here in Washington and Greene, Range Resources is a huge supporter. Chevron,
Yes.
Washington Financial, Gutman Energy, Steptoe and Johnson. I mean, amazing corporate
Yeah.
sponsors that hold events or back us in so many ways.
And so, how about locally? Do you have any fundraisers throughout the year?
We do. And one of the things I want to mention before that is we were talking about support. Washington this year was blessed, the Washington branch, to have Leadership Washington County come in and choose us for all 3 of their projects. They chose Dress for Success. So they have helped with all these events. And also, the big one for the South launch that I want to jump in and mention is Washington County Community Foundation gave us a substantial grant towards the South unit. So we really have to thank them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But what's coming up for us is we have a semi-annual FiliBag Sale. And what the FiliBag Sale looks like is you pay an amount. It's a fundraiser. You get a bag about this big. You come in. We in Washington move it. We set up a boutique in Venue 54, which is on West Wheeling Street. We temporary boutique for the week. You come in and you fill the bag. And what those funds do for us is buy non-skid shoes, steel-toed boots, FR items, things we don't get donated, underwear, socks, things we can't take donated. And then so you can come in, you can fill the bag. It's a great event. On Friday, May 31st, we have our pre-sale happy hour, which is really a fun event. There's food, wine, cheese, yeah. And so it's Friday, May 31st, and then you come in, and the Friday night's a great networking event too, because everybody's there for the event. So you get to meet a lot of people, a lot of our sponsors, a lot of our donors. Our whole FiliBag committee will be participating. And then the regular sale runs the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of June in the same location.
Yeah.
And it's important to know that, you know, it is open to the public, you know, for our sale. And then also that the wide variety of things that we have in the boutique, from designer handbags, you know, we have new clothes with tags still on them, you know, in there. So it's not like a Goodwill sale, it is, you know, some very nice professional and also casual clothes. You know,
This
from
is
the
a great opportunity to recycle and reuse.
Yes,
and
and-
repurpose
Yes.
things. Right?
And for all the branches this year, the FiliBag sales become very important to us because we're launching our mobile units, but we also have to sustain them.
Right.
So with insurance and parking and
Gas.
maintenance, yes. So these are going to be how we help sustain it along with buying the items we need.
And it's important to know that through our fundraisers, 80% of what we raise goes back into the boutique or goes back into the women we service, and that's, you know, higher than the national
excellent.
level of I believe that ranges around, like, I don't know, 75%, but yeah, we put 80% back to fuel the economy, but also you know, the county, to support the county, but it goes back to these women. So whether it's through the mobile suiting or getting non-skid shoes, what have you. Yeah, so that's important to know. It stays here and
So
assist.
throughout the program, we have been hopefully putting on the screen some information with your website, the Dress for Success Pittsburgh website, your phone numbers, so if people want to get a hold of you to either volunteer, to make physical donations, monetary donations, they can do that. If they want to support you by going to your fundraisers, that information's on the website.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, and a
As
lot
well.
of those are listed on Eventbrite, and you can just look for the location you're looking for and purchase tickets/bags, we call them, for the FiliBag, or come to the volunteer info session. You can register right on Eventbrite.
And we do have one large annual event, Women Rock. You want to talk about
No,
that?
that was great. I was like excited that you brought that up. So you can.
I mean that we have that. I'm not sure where it's going to be this year. It's
Heinz.
we had it in Heinz.
It's at
Heinz Field. Yeah.
Yes.
And that,
venue.
yeah.
Yes. And
This is our biggest fundraiser of the year. Yeah.
again to support.
And that's
you know,
to
what we
support
do.
the full organization, all the locations
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah.
And that also, this past one, helped with, you know, supporting the mobile units.
Wow.
And you can find all of this information not only on our site, but you can go on our Facebook.
Okay.
So Washington has their Facebook. We're on Twitter, Instagram, so you can check out all of those
All the social media.
Yeah.
Yes.
Terrific.
Yes.
Well, Genevieve, Tracey, and Marji, I can't thank you enough for being
thank
here
you.
today and
thank you
sharing
for
with us
having
about
us.
Dress
Yes,
for
thank you.
Success Pittsburgh. So interesting. You're doing such great work to help women in need. And we thank you so much for sharing your information and the experiences and the great things that Dress for Success Pittsburgh does to empower women in need. It's incredible to know that there's volunteers and staff members who are willing to step up and work together to help others and to help ease those stressors of economic need for those less fortunate than we are. And you have existed, that a personal touch does exist in our area. And at the same time, I would also like to thank Ryan Bonai, Kelsey Sylvester, Robin Hodgen Frick, and all the students here today in the media class at Peters Township High School for their help in putting this program together. This show is going to close with a short video about the Dress for Success program that was shot at the Washington branch, and it was created by our own PTCT Channel 7, Kelsey Sylvester. Thank you, Kelsey, for doing that. The video will provide a visual look into the Washington branch of Dress for Success Pittsburgh. If you or your business or organization would like to become involved in the Dress for Success program, please contact either Genevieve at the Washington branch or Tracey at the Fayette branch. The contact information is on the Dress for Success website. So, thank you again for viewing the show, and remember that you too can reach out and help somebody anywhere. It's all about that personal touch.
Dress for Success is about helping women with clothing, connections, and confidence.
Who gets to use Dress for Success? Any woman or anyone who identifies as a woman can use Dress for Success.
We always learn something from each one of our clients, and they give back to us.
The greatest part is it's any woman who is on any part of her career path. So it could be internship, interview, employment. It can be going into the workforce for the first time, to a retiree who is going back into the workforce.
What do I like best about Dress for Success Pittsburgh is serving each and every one of our clients. They become so important, and we love giving them the confidence, the connections,